I'll take you through my end of day process to find new squeeze trade setups. The tools that I'm going to be using in today's video are included for free with the Volatility Box membership. They're built together in our squeeze course, and I'll leave a link to learn more about this in the description box below. For all of our Volatility Box members, it's Module 14's tools that you'll want to make sure that you have if you want to follow along with today's video. Now to get started, I've run our squeeze signals scan here. The squeeze signals is an indicator which plots these blue arrows, and that's simply our sign that, hey, this squeeze is likely to fire soon. We would like to get an entry ASAP. Now the whole idea of going through this process that I'm going to take you through today is to build a watch list. If you like to swing trade, I think this watch list is a great place to start when looking for swing trading ideas. If you're a day trader, I think this is a great place to build a watch list of stocks that already have a bullish swing trading bias. And if you're both a day trader and a swing trader, I think you can capitalize on any intraday volatility opportunities to take advantage of better entry prices in stocks where you already want to get long. Now, a lot of that was complicated, so let me take you through the process so you can actually see it. I've started with step 1, which is to run our squeeze signal scan. Now that gives us 7 stocks that we can use to focus on, or 7 stocks in ETS, I should say. First off, we have Jets, then we have SSNC, then we have CLS, then we have First Horizon, Planet Fitness, Wix, and Robinhood. Now from these 7 stocks, we need to go through and figure out which are the ones we want to add to our watch list and which are the stocks that we want to eliminate. How would we do that? Well, most people would go to their charts and simply start looking at indicators, structure, all of that good stuff. I like using data as a starting point, and that's where using a backtester really becomes a little bit helpful. I've loaded in our squeeze signals backtester here, and that instantly gives me some real data, some real backtest metrics that I can use to evaluate, do I want to trade this position, yes or no? The first thing it tells me is what have been the number of winners versus the number of losers. And this is calculated off of whatever data you have loaded in here. So I'm on a daily time frame chart, and I'm going back the max available data Thinkorswim will let me for that particular market. You can also see what the average winner versus the average loser is, and the average trade duration. The exit that I'm going to be using is the no squeeze exit, which is when the squeeze actually fires. That's when we're looking to get out. Now I think it'd be helpful when I go through this to load in the triple squeeze indicator as well, and that will really help paint the full picture here. Now the first stock that we have on our list is Jets. So let's start with the Jets ETF. And the Jets ETF backtests well. We can see 6 winners, 1 loser. The average winner 2.56%, but the average loser minus 14.52%. Some quick back of the napkin math tells me that really in the end the strategy was a net positive, but only marginally, about what, 4-ish%. That's not really something too exciting. I'm going to rule Jets out here. I'm not swayed by the consistent number of winners. The fact that we've just been chopping around here, I'm not too keen on that. Next on the list, SSNC. If we come into SSNC, 13 winners, 6 losers, we can see that the P&L here is positive. Average winner, 4.63%. Average loser, minus nearly 8%. So that's one that we could add onto our list. Slightly interesting. So SSNC, one that I'm going to add to the watch list. Next up, CLS. CLS doesn't really backtest as well. We don't need to even look at the labels here to see that this P&L graph is red. We can skip it. So I'm going to ignore CLS, move on to First Horizon, FHN. FHN, same thing, red P&L graph, we can skip it. So far from our 4 that we've gone through, SSNC is the one that stands out along with Jets, but we ruled Jets out. Now we have Planet Fitness, Wix, and Robinhood. Let's go through those. Planet Fitness, 10 winners, 3 losers, positive P&L histograph down here. And if we take a look, average winner 8.16%, average loser 11.65%. We zoom in, Planet Fitness looks really interesting because we have the 1272 up here at 106.45, and we also have this gap down here with today's activity closer to that 101.50 mark. So Planet Fitness out of that list so far is one of my favorite ones where I'm looking for any intraday volatility, any sell-offs tomorrow, where I could use that to build a position inside of Planet Fitness, ideally towards that 101.50 mark, and we're currently at 104.65. So Planet Fitness backtests well. I like it, and I like the positive histogram down below. Next up, we have Wix, and then finally Robinhood. Wix we can rule out, just take a look at this graph. And finally, Robinhood, which we can also rule out. So from this giant list, we really had three which backtested well. We had Jets, we had SSNC, and we have Planet Fitness. Now out of that, if we take a look at SSNC, you can see how that P&L has fluctuated. So if you wanted to rule an additional one out, say you had to pick just one, to me, Planet Fitness is the one that I think looks the most interesting. We also have that key psychological level near 100. So any opportunities near 100 to essentially get that pullback while the squeeze is still active, still building up, and then looking for that squeeze to fire long looks to be a really interesting play and taking advantage of intraday volatility to do exactly that. To take advantage of those intraday reversals, I'm looking for any places where price comes into the lower volatility box zones. An example of when that happened, if we take a look today, is in the 11 to 12 p.m. hour, where into the tail end of the hour, we breached our volatility box levels. I'm looking for something similar to happen, except instead of the edge of an hour, I want it to happen in the smack dab middle of an hour, and that's where I'm looking to build up a position inside of Planet Fitness. So that's one stock on my radar from this list of 7. And we also went through a few others which were maybe close second place candidates that you might find interesting as well. Once again, for all Volatility Box members, I'll leave a link to download all of the tools I talked about in today's video, which involves the Squeeze Signals Backtester, along with the Squeeze Signals Indicator and the Squeeze Signals Scans. You can also download all of the files by simply clicking this big green button, and that will take you to the downloads. Take care, everyone. Good luck trading, and I'll see you in our next update.